Welcome back, y'all, to episode 3 to Cobb's Corner podcast. And I have a very special guest here with me today. But a little bit about my podcast is basically I like to share the gospel, share testimonies, stories, and I'm not a theologian, I'm just a college student. And I just love to share the gospel, study the word of God, and show y'all what I'm about. So, this very special guest, he basically played almost every sport you can think of.
Pretty much, man.
He has an identical twin. And he also did not go to college, too.
No, sir. No, sir. Just working my life away.
Yes, right. But I want to welcome my really good friend, Dusty, bro.
Glad to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to be here.
I know this is low-key our second take because the mic is off.
Hey, two to make it true, right? You know how it goes.
That's right. But earlier we were talking about hunting.
Yeah, man. So, like, my family, they're not super big hunters, but they are, I would guess you could say, gun enthusiasts. I mean, my dad's got, like, I don't know, probably 5 different pistols and, like, 6 different rifles, a couple of shotguns. My brother's got one of everything. Yeah, bro, it's fun, bro. Like, there's not always something to shoot at, so we just like to go set up some targets and shoot cans or targets or, whatever we can. And my grandpa, he's got some land out in the Gorman Carbon area, so we just go out there, and it's nice because it's a private piece of land, so we don't have to worry about, the game warden showing up or something like that because we're not necessarily doing anything illegal. And, we just go out there, have a good time, talk, and my dad's also a godly man, so it's a lot of just talking it out and venting stuff out and pulling the trigger on a lot of things and just
pulling the trigger.
Yeah, man, we blow off a lot of steam, man. It's fun, and
that's so cool.
It's a cool piece of land, man. I like it. I basically grew up out there a lot. There was a tank out there. It's dried up now, but we went fishing out there some, and it didn't have a lot of fish in it, but it was fun, man.
I already know this is going to be a really good podcast, bro, because like me and you, we both can talk a lot.
Bro, I will yap it off, brother.
I feel like we really hit it off our first time we met each other, which was at Beltway Church.
Yeah, man.
And this is where I met actually the majority of my friends.
You and me both, man, honestly. Beltway, and then like Midnight Worship, I've met a couple, but mostly from Beltway through life groups and stuff, You know Sean.
Sean, yeah.
Yeah, man, he's hooked me up.
I want to get him on the pod, too.
Bro, he would be a great guest, bro. That'd be amazing, dude. And he got me linked in with a bunch of guys from the life group, and then I joined one life group and met another guy, joined another life group, and it's just gone so on.
100 friends.
Bro, I got so many, and God bless, bro. I've been praying for that for a long time, man, of just having a good community of people that are truly encouraging and wanting each other to grow in their faith, and not just as fake friends and praying on their downfall, but growing spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and maturing up together, and that's exactly what I found through y'all. And
that's good. Hey, you found me too.
Yeah, man, and like you said, me and you hit it off very well. Like we can both talk, and we both have a lot of similarities, and it's just always a good vibe, man.
And we're
really
both
is.
6'5", so that's crazy. Top friends only.
Yes, sir. Minimum 6'2", brother.
Minimum 6'2". No, I'm playing. I know you guys. For those of you who are watching on my YouTube channel, I'm wearing socks, but I don't care because.
Hey, bro.
You gotta be comfy.
Yeah, bro, it's your own crib, bro. There ain't no rules, bro. I'm wearing Crocs and socks, brother.
It don't matter,
if you ain't crocking, you ain't rocking.
Come on.
Yeah, bro. Come on with it.
But I know you have a crazy testimony story, and that's what I really want to get into in today's episode 3 pod. That's crazy. We're already on episode 3.
Dude, that is wild, man. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you set up this podcast because I felt like a calling to just spread my testimony because. A testimony is such a powerful thing, and if it can reach the words of people that need to hear it, especially in a time that I was in my life where I could have taken the words from someone in my position and it completely altered my state of mind, that's what I want to be for someone who might be in that same position. And you were talking earlier about the name of this episode is going to be God Can Change Anybody's Life in the Darkest of Times, bro.
Because it's our second take, y'all.
Hey, bro, hey.
The microphone was
it's all right, bro.
It
is what it is, man. Got to do what you got to do.
Yes, as you mentioned, the title is God Can Change Anyone, Even Through the Darkest of Times. I feel like that fits your story because off camera, me and you ate dinner, and I want to get to know you more just as a friend in general.
Yeah, man.
And I feel like this fits you pretty well.
It really does, man. And I was kind of curious about what the name of the podcast was going to be this week, or the title of it, because, my testimony is kind of crazy. It's out there, and it's not a testimony that I ever would have thought that I would have, just because I grew up in a church. Both my parents are religious, and I always told myself, like back in elementary, we did Red Ribbon Week, and that's
Red
kind of
Ribbon Week.
yes, sir. And I never thought of myself as doing any kind of substances or any kind of things to intoxicate myself, but life is life, and things happen, and we're gonna get into that, but where would you like me to start at, man?
Yeah. So that was a pretty good intro. So I want to get to know more of you before we get into your actual testimony. So you played almost every single sport.
Yeah, man.
Name a couple, because my main sport is basketball. I was a shooting guard. I know it's crazy. Hey, tall people can shoot, y'all.
Bro, this guy is a sniper. I invited him out to the court with me with some homies. I'm so glad I did that, man. This guy drained. I think you went like 5 for 5, and then you were like 9 for 12 on the night, bro.
I haven't played basketball in like 4 months.
Bro, it's like riding a bike. You never lose it, bro. You got on the court. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can shoot on a good day, but I'm mainly in the paint. I'll get some rebounds. I'll lay it up. I'll finesse that jelly.
You actually got like you're very physical.
Oh, dude, I'll get in there, bro.
You're I'm more of a shooter.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But you gotta be physical too.
Yeah, bro. That's what you got to do, bro.
But you like to body people.
Bro, yeah,
I like that about you.
That's just what I grew up on, bro. You gotta get a little bit of body in there, man.
That's
and
crazy.
I've been bodied. I actually played in a rec league here in town, and I was in a 35 and under league. So I was playing a lot of guys that were like 26, 27, 28, up to like 34, and like I'm only 21, so like they were making
basketball journey that I haven't even told you about.
Oh,
it's pretty crazy.
Okay.
So, I need to tell you later on.
Okay. But
continue.
Yeah, man, like those guys, they made me feel like a punk, bro. I mean, they were pushing me around, making me feel as light as a feather, man. But I mean, it was a great learning experience. Definitely made me a better basketball player, and I'm excited for next year. It's going to be great. We got 4th place out of I think 8 teams, which
I gotta join
isn't terrible.
Bro,
I need another tall person. I was the tallest guy on my team. Yes, bro.
Put me on.
Bro, I will. I really will.
Bro, I'll be
like
on that.
literally, bro. Like the tallest person on my team besides me was like 5'11", maybe.
Oh, no,
yeah, bro. I was in the entire time getting all the rebounds pretty much.
Quick.
Oh yeah, they literally like the rest of them can all shoot. Like we had a guy that was literally we had 2 guys actually that were just our shooters, bro. I would get the rebound, dish it out, they were cashing in, bro.
I will join your team right now.
Dude, for real, bro. And like the season just ended, so we got to wait till next year. But bro, that's just time to grind, get better, and get in the lab. And we're gonna go after them next year, bro. We're getting it. We're getting it, dude.
I'm excited, gang. So you did basketball.
So
what other sports? Because I did basketball and a little bit of swimming.
Okay.
Well, just for fun though.
Yeah.
My mom was a swim teacher, so she
taught
me how to swim. And then low key, I ain't gonna lie, my second sport. If you guys call this a sport, I love to play ping pong. Tennis.
Forrest Gump, bro. That's a sport, bro.
Bro.
That's a sport. I don't care what you say. But you want to know how my dad taught me to swim?
Huh.
We went to a La Quinta Inn. He picked me and my brother up and tossed us into the deep end and said, swim or drown.
That's exactly how my dad taught me.
Hey, bro.
We were in my neighbor's pool. It's like my neighbor best friend.
Yeah.
Like back in, I was like growing up. Bro just like threw me in the deep where the diamond board was. I was like, no.
Hey,
no.
You gotta learn somehow, man. And we learned how to swim. We didn't die, bro. And that's what a lot of kids need nowadays. Like, not hating on anybody because this generation is different, but like, tough love's love, bro. And like, there's only one way to learn sometimes.
Tough love, we really
bro.
Did.
And like it's good though. Like tough love's one of the ways that like you just learn how to mature up and learn how to. Sometimes you got to take it and just face your fears and do it the hard way.
I'm still maturing.
Hey, bro, we all are. It's a continuous journey your entire life. Yeah. I feel like no one's reached the end goal of maturity. You always learn. You always have lessons and stuff.
My own dad has reached that yet. He's still making some jokes, bro.
Dude, so my dad is a story, man. Even my mom, bro. They all my parents make mistakes. Everyone.
So what other sport? What other sports did you do?
Yeah, man. I did swim a lot. My mom called us little frogs, bro. We were always swimming, but we never did it like professional or in a school or nothing like that because our school just didn't have swimming. But I played football, basketball, track, cross country. I played tennis a little bit because my aunt, she ran a tennis club up in Dallas, and so we did that in the summers and whatnot. I played soccer.
A little bit of tennis too,
nice, bro. So. Nice. It's a fun game, bro.
Yeah, it is fun.
It is fun.
I like all the racket sports.
Yeah. It's fun, man. It's fun. I played racquetball at the Y for a long time, and then
I forgot about racquetball.
Dude, it's fun. I got pegged in the face one time really hard, and it was funny, bro. But I played soccer till I was like 8, maybe 9, and then my dad was
What position were you?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just ran around there kicking the ball, getting it in a goal.
Just running around.
Dude, literally. But, like, it was so much fun, though, because, like, me and my brother were, like, super quick kids, and, like, we were really tall, so our leg, bro, like, you might be 2 feet away, and I might be at 3, but I'm still going to get there first. Like, it don't matter. Because me and my brother, we've always been tall, and we've always been skinny and quick, so, like, we're getting after them. And so when I reached 8 or 9, my dad was like, I don't like this sport. You're not playing no more. And I was like, no, I want to play. But,
That's so funny.
yeah, man, pretty much.
It's good your parents kind of pushed you too, though.
Yeah, man. They kind of gave us,
Yeah.
They gave us a variety of any sport that we wanted to play. And, like, baseball was a big one, man.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
me and my twin brother, we were on a Little League team that was, like, I think we were 3 rounds away from going to the Little League World Series. And that was fun, dude. That was so much fun because I was pitcher, he was catcher. And to be twins doing that was so much fun, dude. It was,
That's a movie.
yeah, it was fun, bro. Like, it was so much fun. My life literally could have been a movie, bro.
Dang,
But
that's a little reality TV
yeah,
show.
bro. And I had to quit playing football my sophomore year of high school, and we'll get into the reasons behind that.
Yeah.
But you know, that ended up making my majority of my sports being basketball and baseball, and man, I loved them, bro. So much fun. I really wish I could still join like a rec league baseball team. That would be so much fun.
Honestly, you probably could. They have all ages now. Like,
Yeah, honestly. And like there's rec league softball leagues, which I think would be fun. I just don't like catching a softball. I just don't like throwing them. They're just super big. But like,
was
it is what it is.
into softball either.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just always thought it was like a girl sport. So I was like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
nothing against
The only thing that I would love to
but-
do is just go crank some homers on a softball field, bro. That would be so much fun because they're so short, bro. Like,
That's so fun.
It is what
Have
it
you
is,
been
though.
to ACU like softball game?
no, I haven't been to any ACU games
You
actually.
haven't? Oh, bro, you gotta take you to basketball.
Bro,
That's
let me
what
go,
we're
bro.
for.
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
I have a couple of buddies that are linemen for McMurray's football team, and I went and watched them scrimmage Cisco a couple of weeks ago.
That's cool.
Their team's not good at all. McMurray got killed.
No, McMurray is like D3.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun though. It was fun.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was.
I was happy to see them going after it, but like these kids on that team made me think like, bro, I could walk out and start. Like they had one receiver that was like 6 foot. The rest of them were just like little skinny white kids out there.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I could walk onto this team. How did I not get a scholarship, bro?
That's
And like, it irritated
So
me.
you brought up your brother earlier too. That's great. I'm really glad you like played every single sport. Basically.
Yeah, man.
That's good. My mom actually never, when my mom was alive, she never allowed me to play football. So
Hey man, there's
You know.
that is a blessing and a curse, I guess, because being in West Texas, if you don't play football, you're a wuss. Because like my twin brother, he quit playing football like in Pee Wee football just because he didn't like it. And I really wish I would have taken that route as well, because football can be very dangerous as well.
it could be.
And it turned out to be very dangerous for me in the long run. Because in high school, man, that's one of the reasons. We can talk about that whenever you want me
we're
to.
gonna get into your testimony.
Yeah, man,
I'm gonna get into it. But you have an identical brother.
Yeah, man,
Twin
identical
brother.
twin.
How do you say that? Identical,
An identical twin.
identical twin.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He's
So,
12 minutes older than I am.
wow.
Yeah.
Are y'all close? Kind of. Like,
Okay, yeah. So he's one of my he is my closest brother, and just because we are twins, we grew up. We literally shared a bed up until like 7th grade, and it was like a queen size bed. So like we were
Yeah.
chilling, but then 8th grade hit, and I was like, Mom, can like we get twin beds? And but we shared a room up until we moved out, and so like we're super close, bro. Like me and him, we're locked in, bro. And we actually work for the same company now, so I see him a lot.
really?
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. It's really
I
nice.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons I got the job was because like he referred me, and like he's
It's
really
all about
good.
who you know, bro.
It's about who you know, not what you know, man. It is what it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he's really nice. I pray for him all the time, bro, because like I said, we grew up in a church, and both of us kind of fell out of our faith at one point. And even though I've been called back into it and laid it all out for the Lord,
You know what's sorry to cut you off,
No,
but you
you're
know
good.
what's crazy? Like, I was like, bro, I feel like Dusty came into my life for a reason too. Like, I was starting off this podcast, and I was like, who like kind of has like a similar personality as me too, like can talk a lot, and
Yeah.
like I was like, bro, I gotta ask you to be like one
Bro.
of like my main characters in
Yeah,
my
man.
podcast.
be happy.
And if you want to, if you got the time, of course. But and then after like I texted you that, you're like, bro, yeah, like God's been telling me like
Yeah,
to spread
man.
the gospel to us.
Awesome,
bro,
man.
We gotta do
As-
it then. You know,
yeah,
work
man.
together in this.
Because like
So,
the two things that have been really heavy on my heart recently is like spreading the gospel to anybody I can, which is a great platform to do so on a
Yeah.
podcast, but also like to the youth. And I've talked to Jackson Cotton about like being a co-leader with him with a youth group at Beltway somehow, and he said he was going to throw my name out
he's
to
a
the
big guy with,
youth pastor.
Kind of tall too, right?
Yeah, super tall. He's like 6'8".
Yeah, I know
Real.
what you're talking about.
He's got a beard, but he's only like 19. I'm like, dude, I thought you were like
Is that
24,
where
bro.
someone in the coffee coffee shop.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Real nice guy, bro.
I
Real
like
nice
that
dude.
guy. He's
Real cool dude. But yeah, I was like, I asked him Friday night actually at Life Group if he could throw my name out there for a youth group, and he was like, bro, like, yeah, I really will. And so I'm really hoping that goes well, bro, because I really wished
the youth, bro, on the young.
bro, because like if I had somebody when I was in youth group at church before I fell out, bro, that was in my position now and could tell me how everything went for them and just lay it all out and show me what was and what could be, I feel like it would have given me a completely different perspective on my faith and my journey and what it could be versus me just staring at a Bible, not comprehending a word and just checking it off my box for that week. And
that's why it's completely different to actually have which I've learned ever since really my mom passed away. It's totally different to actually have a relationship with.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like you said, just like check it off your list. And
absolutely.
That's always what I kind of been doing. Just like, I went to church. I read
Psalms
absolutely. Today.
Yeah.
But I actually study it now.
Absolutely, bro. When I was growing up, we went to church. And yeah, I mean, I was read the books of the Bible. I was read the stories of the Bible. I can, they sound familiar to me, but I never got the lesson from them. They never hit. And so now that I've laid it all out for the Lord and just asked him to mold me in his image, I actually know what it is to know of the Lord and actually truly know the Lord. And now that I know the Lord for sure and I walk with him in my daily life and I pray to him continually without ceasing and I, have him as a leader, as a friend, as a father, my faith is in a place where I never thought it would be. And I'm so, so thankful for that. And I can't believe that he's really pulled me from where I was at in my life because it's incredible.
To get into it too,
bro, it's going to be great.
That's good. I learned some new things about you today, so that's cool. That's also why I love just podcast. I get to know you even more.
Yeah, man.
Just facts about you,
man.
Your life.
Absolutely.
General, so
absolutely.
I think it's a good opportunity for what I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
So the title, like I said, is God Can Change Anyone, Even Through the Darkest of Times. This is episode 3, y'all. Like I said.
Tres.
And as I'm looking through my notes here, so we're going to get into your story now.
Okay.
And I have 3 questions for you.
Shoot them.
And I also have some Bible verses at the end just to close it,
Cool.
So my first question for you is, what was your life like before you met Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, all 3 in 1,
Yeah.
What was your life from start to finish, I guess?
So, like I said, I grew up in the church. I grew up around the faith, and I knew about God, and I knew of him, but I didn't truly know him. So my parents, they've been divorced since I was 4, and my dad was one of those people where he would drag us out of bed, drag us to church. And it was like, man, why do I got to do this? Why are you making us do this? But my mom, on the other hand, she was just kind of like, all right, if you want to go to church, you can come. If not, you can sleep in. It doesn't really matter. And so a lot of the times...
My mom was pretty lenient that, too.
My
dad was more like, no, you're going to church.
Yeah. And so a lot of the times we would just kind of sleep in with our mom. And, we lived with our mom and we're with our dad on the weekends every other weekend. So for the most part, I was only going to church every other weekend. And doing so, I just kind of felt like, what is there to gain in a church? I didn't see the value in it. I didn't see the community in it. And so when I hit I want to say 8th or 9th grade, I just started kind of falling off of the church. I just kind of started falling out of the community and just distanced myself from everything because I started questioning everything that God had to give us and had to offer us, even though looking back on it now, that seems so stupid, but everyone's got, trials and tribulations to go through. And, there were just some things that were going on in my place, in my mind that I couldn't comprehend. And instead of coming to God about it and just praying about it, I just, blamed him for everything, and I made excuses for everything. And like I said, football can be a great thing for somebody, but it can also be a terrible thing for somebody. And for me, unluckily, it was terrible. And my sophomore year, I had 3 concussions in 6 weeks.
Wow, I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
man.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, man. It lessons learned and things were revealed to me that I am so thankful for now. And like I said, those 6 weeks, man, were just such a chaotic time in my life that just sent me down a dark path. And that's the point where everything just kind of started spiraling for me, because the day that I got released...
Was it because you were just injured a lot, or why did you go down that dark?
So I kept getting these concussions, and I kept asking God, why are you doing this to me? Because I grew up in the faith. I went to church, and I was I'm living a Christian life, even though I wasn't. I was just living a fake wannabe
Yeah.
Christian life. And, looking back on it, I didn't think about that at the time. I thought about it. I go to church every weekend with my dad. I read the Bible, but I don't understand it. That was the big thing, is you got to understand it and take the value from it, not just read the words on the
Actually
page.
apply it to your
Exactly. I wasn't walking any of it out. As soon as I left that church, I was a completely different person. And from those 3 concussions, I started having seizures, and they couldn't figure out why. And it took them probably like 6 months to actually give me a diagnosis of being epileptic.
Yeah.
And, for those of you that don't know, there's like over 100 different types of epilepsy. And I have idiopathic generalized epilepsy. And so I can go into a fit from like dehydration, stress, not sleeping right, external factors, but like lights and stuff, they're fine. Police sirens, ambulances, fire trucks, things
I was
like that.
we need to, like, turn off the lights low-key.
Nah, bro, that's fine. Everyone they'll get their flashlight out and they're like strobe light me, and I'm like, bro, that's not gonna do anything to me, bro. And
not.
yeah, and so like lights like that, it doesn't affect me at all, which I'm
good.
so thankful for now. Like the
That's
Lord
good.
blessed me with something that like I can be empathetic
The
towards people
siren
with.
background.
Right, bro, it's timing, bro. And going through that, I just blamed God for like cursing me with all these things in my life, because there was it in my senior year. I wasn't able to drive to school up until like the last 6 weeks of my senior year, just
Really?
because in Texas you're not allowed to drive for 6 months after having a seizure, and I would go like 4 months, have another
There's a
one.
rule for that.
Yeah, bro. And a lot of people, I'm assuming, don't follow that, because if you live by yourself and you have to go to work, you got to go to work.
Right.
But it can be very dangerous. And luckily, I had my twin brother. He would just drive me to school with him. But up until the last 6 weeks of my senior year, I didn't get to drive to school, and I was just like,
That can be tough.
yeah, bro. And I was just blaming God for like having all these seizures at school and on a school bus, and having all these things happen to me in a
You had
negative way.
seizure on the school bus.
At a baseball game, bro. I literally walked off the field, went to the bus, laid down in the seats, and passed out. Fell in
I feel
between
like
the
you relate
seats,
to
bro.
A lot of different people who's gonna watch.
Yeah,
this,
bro. And like,
which is crazy.
at the time, I was just blaming God for giving me like
Yeah.
this incurable disease that like was just putting me down on my wits end, and like giving me a situation that I couldn't control. And I was like, man, I did everything for you, even though I wasn't. I was just going to church and being a completely different person outside of it.
Can't be 2 different people.
Exactly. I was serving 2 different masters. I wanted to have fun and live the life of sin and chaos. Like they say, the road to hell is going to feel like heaven, but the road to heaven is going to feel like hell. And I was walking that road to hell feeling like heaven, but God was giving me all these trials and tribulations to teach me, like,
That's true, though.
you're going to be stoned, you're going to be imprisoned, you're going to be sitting on all these trials and tribulations for, pursuing the Lord and teaching his word and preaching his word. But instead of being thankful for what I still had, like having a family and having the resources to get around and go to school and learn his word, I was just pushing him away and walking away from the faith and being around people that made me feel good and not actually encouraging me to be good and be a better person. So, I started smoking a lot of weed. I started drinking more than I should. I was around people that were doing like crazy drugs. And even though like I made a deal with myself that I would never touch any other drug other than marijuana because it grows from the ground, and I was like, I made a stupid excuse because I was like, oh, God made it, I can do it, which is so stupid. Like, don't use that as an
Okay,
excuse,
it's
bro.
fine.
Literally, bro, because like,
He technically made everything.
yeah, bro, like you could say God made tobacco, but people still die from cigarettes every single year.
Right.
And so like, that's such a stupid excuse. But I was
Yeah,
around
it is.
people that literally were doing lines of coke until 4 a.m. in the morning. I was around people, yeah, bro, like it was literally a movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like what you see like in the movie.
Literally, bro. And like,
Actually.
I was around people that were taking Molly and Exos and Xans and like so many drugs around me that like I could have taken that wrong path and done that and either died or ended up in jail. I was around people that were drinking and driving just for the fun of it, endangering the community and themselves. And I could have like hopped in a car with them and died. I had a friend that literally died. He OD'd from like he was laced on an Exo with like fentanyl, I think. Something like that. He died for like
I'm gonna be
5
honest with you,
minutes.
I don't even know like all these drugs names. I just know like some of the key
Yeah.
ones, but
Well, and I shouldn't know them, but like the people that I was around, it was just
you're
around.
just around it
Yeah,
too,
and
though.
like
Yeah.
what I want the younger generation to know is like when your parents say that weed is a gateway drug, it's not necessarily a drug that's gonna make you think, oh, I want something harder, let me go do heroin or something. It's going to be the form of, oh, now you're a pothead, your friend's going to invite you to a party where there's people doing coke, there's people doing Exos, there's people doing Xans.
So you're like, oh, let me try that.
Exactly. They're going to ask you, because the amount of times that I was asked to do Exos and Xans and coke, I can't even count them. But I just told them, no, that's not for me. I'm not going to do that, which was God giving me the grace to be able to deny those temptations and deny those demons. But I could have ended up in jail. I could have ended up in such a worse life point in my life right now where I could be not sitting here talking with you and not having the grace.
You
And
wouldn't even met, probably.
literally, bro, I could literally be in a grave right now, rotting
Yeah.
and burning in hell, really, because I didn't know the Lord at the time.
Right.
If I died, I would be living in hell right now. But thankfully, he was watching over me, even though I didn't deserve that. Was rebuking his name and walking away from him and disrespecting him in such a time in my life where, like, didn't even feel worthy of his love and his grace and his forgiveness, but he still guided me and walked me on a path, knowing that one day he would call my name and allow me to return to his love and his faith and his generosity. And I'm so thankful for that. I really am, because now I can share my testimony and share with the people, like, even though you don't think you're worthy of it, and even though you don't feel like you deserve it, God doesn't care. God died on that cross because he knew, even though me or even though you might have done a sin that you don't even know you're going to do yet, he does. He knew what all of us were going to do, and he knows when he's going to call you back, how he's going to call you back, and that he will forgive you, even though you might not feel like it, because that was something that I struggled with for a long time was, am I truly forgiven? Am I truly redeemed? But, you know, that's not something that I struggle with anymore, because I am a completely different person. Because being around you and around the people in my life groups, I am able to walk that faith out. I'm able to truly be redeemed
really
and change
who
my
you
heart.
hang around with.
Really. And like
even for me too, like in college, I could have gone with all these crazy people too. Like God led me to some good friends. You know?
Yeah. And like, luckily my friend that had like OD'd, luckily they were able to restart his heart, so he's fine, and he's
really?
yeah, and like he's clean now. He's doing great. I love to see that for him.
And how long have you been clean now?
Like months, I want to say, was like the last time I ever smoked marijuana was like the beginning of 2024, I believe.
That's good.
Yeah, and I didn't quit because, you know, the Lord told me so, or because, you know, I felt like it was a sin. I quit because I was at a point in my life where I knew that if I wanted to progress in life, I wanted to get a better job, if I wanted to own my own business, if I wanted to do all these things to promote my life and provide the life that I want to for my wife and my kids and my family in the future, I can't do one thing. I can't serve two masters. You know, I got to be devoted to one.
So you really sat down with yourself, like,
I really
what
did.
do you want to do?
Literally. And like, I just, you know, even though I didn't at the time understand that I was giving it all to God, I really did. And he didn't really give me any withdrawals or anything from it. And he didn't really give me the temptation to want to go back to it. I literally just cleaned out my entire house. I deleted all my plugs numbers. I just literally like I just walked away from all of it.
Yeah.
And I've been the happiest I've ever been in years, bro. Like, it
And
truly
I'm
is
proud of you for
amazing.
doing that, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
that's
it.
cool.
And like, that's something that like, it's kind of hard for me to bring up because I don't know how people are going to take it. And like, I'm so grateful to be around a community of people that have not judged me for it, because I'm completely open about it. But, you know, I'm so thankful that the Lord was able to do that to my life, because if he can do that with me, he can do that with anybody that's listening to this and anybody that truly wants to change their life for the better and feel his love and devote their lives to him, because there's so much grace and so much, you know, forgiveness that he can give you that, you know, that substance can't give you, that alcohol can't give you, that those girls can't give you. You know, I was living a life full of sin and chaos and leading to death, rotting in hell. And now I truly am redeemed and have been forgiven. And I can't wait for that day that he opens his arms and says that he truly knows me and that I did a good work and that I fought the good fight and finished the race. And I'm welcome to the kingdom, you know, and like,
That's crazy how much you changed in just a few months.
Literally, bro. And like, it's crazy, like the 180 that my life has done in such a short amount of time that like I didn't even think about. Like January 1st of 2024, if I was looking at me now, I'd have been like, that ain't me, bro. That ain't me, bro. But like the Lord said, yes, sir, it is. That's going to be you, bro. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why I truly know like the people like you and Sean and Josh and Daniel and Lane and all these people that he's placed in my life, like Luke and everybody.
These guys too, by
yeah,
the way.
they're all people in our life group and in our friend group. All these people that he's placed in my life have been in my life for a reason, because they encourage me to grow in my faith and walk it out.
Sorry to cut you off, but like the main thing is like you've been praying for better Christian friends, I guess you can say.
Yes, because all of my friends were bad influences and they encouraged me to do things.
Around the wrong crowd.
Exactly. And like you were talking last week about the things that you listen to and watch and then take into your body having an effect.
So true.
Yes,
because I was gonna get to that too, because like one day I just woke up and decided to delete all my like rap or like hip hop music I was listening to, and that's kind of what you did with like the drugs.
Absolutely,
So, like, that's
absolutely,
how we related.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like I was listening to a bunch of like depressive artists like XXX and Juice World and all those
are
artists,
so depressing,
dude,
bro.
and it put me in a state of like just sadness and depressiveness that like was so hard to get out of. But now that I don't listen to that and I listen to like Christian music and worship music, I truly have not been in a better place in my life, and I'm so thankful for that, bro.
So I kind of want to ask you, if you want, if you're open to it,
Go ahead.
but why did your parents like divorce? Like, are you still like struggling with that, or like what was like the vibe there? What was your thing?
So
That?
they divorced when I was 4 years old. I don't remember much about the divorce. I just remember 2 Christmases, 2 birthday parties. That's all a really kid knows about.
I don't even
Especially
know
like,
yesterday, bro.
especially like that age, I guess. But what I guess I took from that, which I don't struggle with that anymore, by the way. I've talked to my dad about all of it, and I was always getting different stories from my mom and different stories from my dad about what happened and everything like that. But they just weren't a good match. They were always arguing, always bickering, always just not being on the same page about things. And my dad will tell you that my mom cheated on him. My mom will tell you that my dad just had bad anger issues. I really just don't know the true answer to it. All I know is that they separated when I was 4, and I lived with my mom, went to my dad's on every other weekend and every other holiday. And
Well, that's good. At least you still got both parents.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
And
some kids don't get that.
which I'm so thankful for. Like, and that's one thing that in the dark times of my life, I was like, why can't I have both parents? Because I had friends that their parents were still married, and even though I couldn't look at the grace of, even though my parents are divorced, I still interacted with them because I had plenty of friends whose parents were divorced and their dad just up and left. My oldest brother has a different dad than me, and when him and my mom got divorced, his dad just gave up all rights and moved to Alaska.
Wow.
Literally just abandoned him pretty much.
Just left.
And like, yeah, and so I don't even know how that affected him. And so I'm just utterly grateful that my dad did fight for rights and did want to have us around, because he's turned us into the men that we are. And like, one big thing was, it always felt like our dad was yelling at us every other weekend that we got there, because I've talked to him about it now, and he told me that he felt like the weekends he did have us, he needed to use those to turn us into men that we needed to be, as using that as the time that he would have during the week. Even though he shouldn't have gone about it that way, but it was his first time being a dad. He's still maturing. He hasn't done this before. And looking back on it now, I'm super grateful, because we did learn a lot of lessons through that.
That's good.
And we did learn how to be good men and treat people right and treat people with respect, and take our word to our heart and use that, because your word's one of the most valuable things you can have. And even though it felt like he was yelling at us a lot and punishing us for things, he also showed us a lot of love. Exactly. He also showed us a lot of encouragement. And he was always there at sports. He was always there to encourage us in everything that we were doing. It's not like he was just only there when he had to be. He made time and effort to be with us anytime that he could.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy. I had some tough love too growing up. My mom specifically. So
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Story, but that's cool. I like
Yeah, man.
that. So that's kind of how you were before you met Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, I guess you did kind of already mention it a little bit, but the second question is, tell us about meeting Jesus.
So this is
what happened.
okay. So this is one of my favorite stories to tell, because growing up and hearing people's testimonies, I was always like, that doesn't make any sense. What do they mean they felt like the presence of Jesus, or they heard the words of God speaking to them, or they had this testimony? I didn't understand what a testimony truly was. But
I'm still learning myself.
Literally, and like, everyone goes through these trials and tribulations and tests because they need their testimony, and everyone's going to be different because everyone needs to disciple to different people. And that's the one main thing that I've learned over these past few months, is like, my story is so unique because I need to spread it to people that are unique and people that have been through similar situations. And so there was one night, this was after I had quit smoking, and so I was just sitting up playing video games, doing my thing.
Which video game?
Modern Warfare 3. Resurgence, baby.
Hey, you play Fortnite though?
I do play Fortnite. I was in it heavy back like when it first came out.
Bro, we gotta play it. Come on.
I'll play it, bro. Let me know.
Let's go.
I'm not as good as I once was, because I quit playing for like 3 years once they started doing all those stupid
Don't worry, we'll
updates.
carry you.
Yeah, bro. Carry me, bro. I can still hit shots. I just can't build. I used to be a builder, bro.
You can't create 90s? Come on. bro.
I can a little bit, but I used to be on it, bro. But 3 years off, bro, I just kind of lost it. But I can still shoot.
What was your skin that you used?
You know that like black and purple, like digital kind of sparkly dude?
I think so.
I don't know the name of the guy. That, and then like the Christmas elf chick.
Oh,
I don't know what her name was.
Yeah,
But yeah, bro. And
I use a
then
gingerbread one.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
classic.
Yes, sir. But
Anyways, continue.
I was up one night just playing video games, hanging out. I went to bed at like 2:30, maybe 3 in the morning, late, way later than I should have. And it was a Saturday night, and then that morning I heard the audible voice of God tell me to get up and go to church. I thought it was my roommate coming in and telling me like, "Hey, get up to church," like I had told him, but I'd never talked to him the night before, and he was dead asleep when I checked in his
Do you
room.
remember what the voice like sounded like, or like?
It was just like a stern, deep voice. Like I can't compare it to anybody because I haven't heard it from anybody.
That's
But like
crazy.
I in my brain can clearly remember the word "get up and get ready for church." And
Wow.
what's crazy is I hadn't stepped foot in a church in like 2 years. And
That's a long
the only
time.
yeah, exactly, and the only time that I had gone to church was when my dad begged me to go to church on like Christmas or Easter or some
Right,
reason.
one of the special-
Exactly. And like that was just a random Sunday. And so I took that and I was like, you know what? I really think that was God speaking to me and I'm going to listen. And so I got up, I took a shower, I shaved, I got ready for church, and I showed up to Beltway. Actually was the first church that I went to because I had gone to Beltway with some friends growing up.
Yep.
And
Beltway's the best church in
Bro.
Abilene.
gang got to represent, bro. And
No hate against all the other churches.
hey, bro, no hate or
but
nothing, but Beltway's got me plugged in. And
that's
even
right.
though
Beltway, we love
exactly, bro.
Beltway, you know?
Even though I grew up in a small church and Beltway is way bigger, Beltway has such an amazing way of getting you connected with a small group and a community of people that will encourage you and love you and show you how to grow in your own
They're
faith.
like all about getting plugged in.
Literally, bro. Like you just have to put yourself into it and actually want to do it, bro, because
Yep.
you know, that first week that I went, they were talking about being slow to anger and quick to judge. And those were some super big things that I was struggling with at the time because I would wake up and if one small thing went wrong, if I walked to the bathroom and stubbed my toe, I was mad for the rest of the day. Nothing could take me out of that mood, bro.
You remind me of one of my old friends. We're not low-key friends anymore, but you remind me of him. That's how he was, too.
Dude, and like I couldn't understand because I've always been like the nice kid. Everyone called me the nice twin because I wasn't judgmental. I wasn't rude to anybody, but I was just in a state of mind where like everything was making me mad. And then like no matter what, if I saw you walk through a door, I was automatically making a judgment about you. No matter what you were doing, what you were wearing, I was like, he's X, Y, or Z. And now, you know, I am in a completely different mindset of just openness and, you know,
Until you change
welcomeness.
a lot.
Yeah, man. And like
That's good. That's
my
good.
mom sees that a lot. My dad sees that a lot too, because I truly walk it out and I truly show everyone with like open arms and love and encouragement because you don't know what someone's walked through. Like staring at me, you wouldn't know that like I've been through what I've been through. I'm like,
I would have never known.
exactly. And the first
Yeah.
time that I knew you, like I didn't know like that your mom had recently passed away, which I'm sorry to hear about, but like
Yeah.
you don't show that. You don't use it as an excuse to be mean to other people or
Right.
to be down about yourself. But even though that's something hard, you just pursue every day and you take it day by day. And, you know, I was just really struggling with, you know, being mad about everything. And the youth pastor, I think his name's Pastor Daniel.
Pastor Nick, right? The youth, the
No,
college
not the
pastor?
college pastor, the main youth pastor.
I don't
Wears the glasses and skinny
Cameron.
jeans.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you said?
Pastor, is it Cameron or Daniel?
Oh, Daniel. Maybe Daniel.
The guy that was talking about that girl that ran the marathon and was like the only girl to complete it.
Shoot. Was I there?
I don't know.
I don't remember. There's all of them are like the main ones.
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't remember. Yeah.
either way, he was the one leading the sermon that week, and it literally felt like, and I was sitting in the back of the church just minding my business, and it felt like he was truly speaking to me, man. And I literally started just bawling because I felt the Lord just pulling on me and telling me like, this is what you need to work on. This is where you need to be. And
Wow.
at the end of it,
So cool.
exactly, man, it's like amazing what God can do to somebody.
That's
and
crazy.
at the end of it, you know how they have like the prayer warriors
Oh,
that'll
yeah.
come to the front.
Yeah.
I've never really been one to have somebody pray over me, but I just felt a calling like to just get that extra help and get someone to truly bless me. And
Everybody needs prayer.
bro, it is so true, bro.
Even if
And
everything's going perfectly in your life.
you just sometimes,
prayer.
yeah, bro, like any kind of prayer, bro, just ask for it, you know,
That's
and
right.
ask and you shall receive,
Even
bro.
if everything's going perfect.
Yeah, man. Just
Give
pray
thanks
for
to him,
yeah.
too.
Give thanks. Be gracious for what he's done, and be
Yeah.
generous because he is generous. He gives you all the riches, so you can give him all the generosity because that's what it's all about.
You should be a pastor, bro.
Bro.
That's a little team.
Hey man, I don't know about all that, but we'll see where life takes me,
That's
man.
right.
We'll see.
We're all pastors.
Hey man, we're all disciples of his word, bro.
That's right.
And that Sunday I had actually seen one of my old junior high teachers. She was one of the prayer warriors. And so I saw a familiar face. And
that's cool.
I went up to her and I just laid it all out. I was like, you know what? I'm in such a dark place right now. This is what I'm struggling with. And I just started bawling.
She was kind of surprised.
She was so surprised to see me. She was like, Dusty, like, you look so good. And like, I was so excited to hear that because I was so down on myself. I was so, just distraught and just beating myself up over every little thing. But she gave me nothing but encouragement and love. And she was like, can I give you a hug? And I was like, absolutely. And she gave me a hug. And like, it was such a great, like, that hug really just, I felt it just, like they say, you can change your heart from stone to a heart of flesh. And that really just opened me up of like, you know what? She didn't take me as I was. She took me as what I could be.
That's right.
And that really changed my whole perspective on what the relationship with the Lord could be like, because I had never felt that. I had never truly known the Lord. I just knew of him. And, she prayed over me with one of her friends. And from that point on, man, I truly just started going uphill with the Lord, and everything in my life has just flipped 180 and just been better and better and better.
That's a crazy story, actually.
Yeah, man.
Did anything else like crazy or like unusual happen to you like after the like church or like during that night that you remember, or just throughout that week?
I felt like the only like significant thing about the rest of that week was like I felt like a burden being lifted off my shoulders. Every time that I woke up, I felt like, you know what? I don't have to do this alone. It felt like I could truly talk to the Lord. And, I have consistently been praying to him throughout my entire day since then. And like when I was younger, it felt like when I was praying, I was just praying to a voice in my head. But now when I pray, I really feel like I'm praying to the Lord, and I really feel like it's intentional. And I feel like one of the biggest things that you can do is be intentional with your prayer and with your worship. And that is something that I'm so incredibly grateful for, because it has changed my life for the better in so many unimaginable ways. Sorry, I'm stuttering.
No, you're good. Dang, that's a good story, bro.
Yeah, man. And then like
you had a lot to share.
Yeah, man. And then like that night that I met Sean at Beltway at college night.
Yeah.
I kind of just broke down to him because I gave him my testimony. I was like, dude, I don't think I'm worthy of this. I don't think that like I can, be the man that God wants me to be. And he looked me in the eye and was like, dude, the fact that you're here and the fact that you want to be around other Christians is proof that God's already working in you, and that God really wants you to be in his kingdom and is already working in your heart to change you.
Yeah.
And, he has done nothing but encourage me and show me love and compassion and just help me be the man that I know I can be. And,
so cool.
I'm so incredibly thankful for that guy, and like Joel and you and Daniel and all those guys, man. They're incredible, dude.
That's a pretty good group.
Yeah, man. They really are. They really are. Like, Beltway is the way to get plugged in, bro.
It really is. Yeah, y'all gotta fly out to Abilene,
Hey, bro,
Texas.
wherever you at, Abilene, Texas, post up.
Can you imagine? That's crazy. So what is something that like, this is just my random question I have. What is something just like you're really trying to work on in your relationship with Christ? Like, what's something you really want to get better at or good at? What would that be, you think?
I guess what I really want to just get better at, what I've been wanting to get better at, is just being a more courageous disciple. Because like I can sit here and I can talk to you and ramble on about what God's done in my life, but like I said, my brothers, my stepbrother really hasn't, because he's a very faithful man, but the rest of my brothers have kind of fallen out of the faith. And my roommate, he didn't grow up religious at all.
Yeah.
But it's very hard for me to be open and courageous with them and spread the gospel to them, just because I don't know how they're going to take it. Mm-hmm. And even though I pray for God to give me the strength and the courage to do that for them, it's still something that I work on. And I have seen his grace and his strength come through me, because like I said, I was talking to my brother this week and I just encouraged him to come to church with me. And even though he wasn't able to make it this week, I was still able to have that conversation with him. And he asked me some questions about my testimony and how I've, just changed for the better, because he can see that I'm genuinely a different person than I was. And, I pray for him to give me the words to give to people that don't already know him, because it's easier with people that do know the Lord, because they already get the gist of what the Lord can do. But those people that don't, and the people that have pushed him away, it's a little harder. And I know I can't change anybody's heart, but I know that I can be a tool to show them that the Lord can change their heart. And that's right. What I have just been asking the Lord to help me do, is to be like a sharper edge, or a better tool to use.
Man, I'll be praying for you too.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I need more encouragement too.
Thanks, man.
Spreading the gospel.
Sir, I'll be praying for you, man.
That's right. That's good. So you have a crazy testimony story. I bet you can relate to several people.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And we have some similarities, I guess, a little bit, or at least similar stories. So my last question is, what has life been like since you met Jesus? And I know you still already talked about it, but like, if you want to say anything more about it.
I've felt such a gracefulness in his presence and in his house and with people that help me truly walk it out and truly encourage me to grow. I've felt nothing but love and nothing but acceptance and nothing but, an encouragement to push me forward and push me to be a better man.
Yeah.
And, even though I'm not as strong in my faith as some people in our life group, they don't.
There's some strong people.
Dude, there's some people that lay it down,
I was
man.
not like that.
Literally.
I'm kind of like you. I'm still growing.
Yeah, like I think of myself as kind of like a baby Christian in all this because I'm not really well versed in my Bible, but I try to be. I read it every day. I read it as much as I can and try to learn the lessons from it. But, I felt such gratitude from the people that are more versed than me because they can pour into my cup so I can pour into others' cups. Because
that's right, or not.
Exactly. And, I don't judge or I don't compare myself to them anymore because at first I kind of did. I was like, man, like
I'm on your level.
Yeah, literally. Because I was like, man, if I had only been dedicated to this my entire life, I'd probably be where it's not. It really is not. It's Lord, showing you that like you can be in that level. You can get up to there, but you don't need to compare yourself because like they say, a rich man's dollar is the same dollar as a poor man's dollar. And so my words are the same words as a pastor's word or a pastor's words, even though it's in a different format. As long as I'm still preaching the word, it's still from the same Bible, even though I'm not sitting up there at a pew or at a, the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Right?
No, the altar or the
altar. It's called altar, right?
whatever they preach from. Y'all know what we're talking about. As long as I'm not up there on a stage preaching to an entire church.
That's right.
And if I'm sitting here at the camera and talking to the people that are listening to this, I'm still spreading the word. I'm still being a disciple of the Lord, even though it's in a different format, in a different way. God had 12 disciples for a reason. He had 12 disciples because each 12 of them had a different reason to show the word and to preach the word. And not everyone's going to be the same. Not everyone's going to be identical to each other. And we're all called to do our own thing. And we're all called to either be, missionaries or disciples or, leaders or mentors or whatever the Lord wants us to be.
And did you ever find a mentor, by the way, during mentor night?
Yes and no. I meant
to ask you about that.
I was actually going to talk to you about that too because I had met with a guy. His name is Chuck. Hey.
All right, Chuck.
And he's a great guy, man. He seems really cool, but our schedules just kind of aren't lining up that well because it's really hard because like we both work. So I'm working 40 plus hours a week. He's working 40 plus hours a week. So it's just kind of odd. And I was going to see like what your mentor's hours are kind of like.
Yeah, I'll give you his number.
Cool.
His name's shout out to AJ if you're listening to this.
AJ, what's up? Come at me.
Yes, our schedules, because I've been praying for a mentor for like a long time. And like, especially, like I said, again, ever since my mom passed away, I'm like, okay, I really need to work on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've known since like freshman year of ACU that I've been here. And I always just kind of like known him, whatever. I've been to his house a few times during life group when I was plugged in at this other church. But
Gotcha.
I really just felt well for Beltway. So,
dude, Beltway's got something about them, bro. They're special.
Something about them. Which, like I said, no hate against church too. I love that church too. But like, anyways, one day I was just like, I want to get reconnected with him, and our schedules kind of fit. So I hope it does with yours too.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
He does work, yes. I mean,
okay.
he's
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, man.
But he's a great guy. We're actually reading a book together right now.
Nice, awesome.
I forgot the exact name, but it's a Christian book. Something about making better decisions, regrets, like don't have any regrets. But that's like a whole other topic. It's like the book talks about like 5 main questions, and it teaches you to like make sure you make the right decisions. You don't want to regret anything. So, but anyways, yes, I will send you his number.
Awesome, man. I'd be thankful for that, man.
Yeah. So, wow, that's a lot. Thank you for being here too.
Of course, man. Of course.
Yes, sir, and making time for me.
Oh yeah, always, man.
But some verses, just some random key verses that as I was studying last week for this podcast, I want to point out. Do you mind reading a couple?
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
I'll give you time. You can set the mic down. But while you're finding, you read Romans 8:1. I'll just have you read one verse because I won't let you flip around too much.
That's fair.
So I want to read, to close us out in episode 3, Jeremiah 29:13. I just thought these, like I said, these were like some cool, interesting verses, and it kind of goes along with what we're doing. But anyways, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Just Jeremiah 29:13. I'll let you all study that on your own times. And then 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sins, which is what you did that day at church, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. So you read Romans 8:1.
You know, before I read that, those are very true because they say that without a change of heart, your repentance for your sins is nothing but lies. You know, you have to truly change your heart and walk it out and change the way that you lead your life for that repentance to take effect. And so if you don't admit your sins and you don't be completely honest with the Lord, because he already knows, you know, he's the all-knowing, the almighty. He's going to know when you're lying. He's going to know when you're not telling the full truth. So just be honest, be completely open. Yeah. Exactly. Like that man's, he already knows.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good. Yes.
So you wanted me to read 8:1?
Romans 8:1. Yeah.
Cool, man. There's therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Jesus Christ.
That's a short verse.
That is a very short verse, but it's very powerful though, because even though Jesus Christ is our leader and our king, he is one of full of graciousness and forgiveness, and he's not a king that's going to hold your failures and your sins against you. Yeah. He's one that's going to, you know, let you be forgiven time and time again as long as you change your ways. Exactly, man. Even though he didn't have to, he did it with joy. He asked the Lord to forgive the men that were nailing him on the cross because they did not know the sins of their actions. And even though we are all sinners, we can all try to be better each day. And even though we all fail each day, and he knows that we're all going to fail each day, he still chose to die on that cross. He still chose to give his life up for ours. Even though none of us are worthy, we all just work our butts off to try and be worthy every single day.
Yeah, that's what the pastor talked about today.
Yeah, man.
You got to be faithful.
Exactly.
To him too.
And
where you're going to make mistakes.
Exactly. You know? And you just got to be dedicated and consistent. And, you know, that's one thing that I've been praying about a lot is, like, I am trying to be so consistent right now. And, like, I pray to the Lord to just give me his strength because I am joining a lot of life groups and I am just getting plugged in so many different ways. Exactly. Which is great because my schedule was so open that, like, it was the point of just pure boredom.
Sundays open.
Yeah. Oh, my Sundays are wide open after church, yes, man. Sir. And so this is going to work out really good. But, like, the Lord, you know, he's blessed me in so many ways to keep me in his word and keep me around people that, you know, just preach his word. But I just give him all praise and all thanksgiving for him to just do his work in me. And I ask him to just give me the strength to not be burnt out on everything that I'm doing because I feel like I
don't want you to burn yourself, but you gotta have some chill days.
Exactly. And like he gives that to me too because, you know, my Mondays and Tuesdays are pretty light. You know, I've got worship night and I've got a Bible study in the morning, but it's a light Bible study, but it's really good to start my day off.
I don't even know if we talked about it, but random question. What work do you do now?
So I work for Holt Aerial, shout out. They work on boom lifts. They're basically cranes for people. They have the little boxes on the end, and they lift them up to work on buildings and power lines and stuff like that.
Some hard labor, huh? Hard stuff.
It's labor, not the hardest labor I've done. You know, I was a diesel mechanic for 3 years, and that stuff's hard labor sometimes, man. Wow. Those are some big parts and some heavy stuff.
Are you kind of like a handyman with your hands and stuff like that?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, like this week we changed an entire door and a threshold. We fixed a couple of toilets. We fixed some ceilings. We just fixed whatever they need fixing. We put up a shelf.
Man, it's like that.
Yeah, man. Whatever they need doing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I own a snake as well. I bought a ball python. Yeah. And I built the stand that the snake tank sits on, and so you know I've just kind of always been a little handy with everything that comes around, just because you know
what's the snake's name?
His name is Void. And I think it's a very fitting name for a snake. He's all white, but he's not albino. He's just white,
Man.
and he's really cool. He's just chills out, does this little snake thing, and he's a really good boy. He's never bitten anybody. He's
That's good.
yeah, he's struck at me once, but it was because I was trying to feed him, and he was
Bro.
trying to get the mice, but not me. And so it's not like he hates me or nothing. Plenty of people have held him, and he's been just fine with them.
I ain't holding him.
Bro, he doesn't even hiss at him, bro. He's chilling. You don't have to hold him, though. I know how people are with snakes, but
Yeah, that's
no,
cool.
it's chilling,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, we don't have any pets anymore, but we used to have a Yorkie and a Dachshund, but they passed away. So
My family's always been really big on dogs, bro.
Really?
We always had like at least 4 dogs, bro. Yeah,
What's your
and
dream dog?
I don't
Sorry, I'm
know,
getting sidetracked with this
dude.
person. See, me and Dusty, we talk a lot.
Dude,
now.
we'll just yap it out,
Yeah,
bro.
we're extroverts. Now.
Shoot, I don't know what
Real quick before you end it,
I don't know what my dream dog would be.
You got 5
Shoot,
seconds.
I guess I'm just gonna go with like what are those?
German Shepherd.
No, they're like
Border
bigger.
Collies.
No, they're bigger than like a. They look like a pit bull on steroids. They're like,
Oh,
are they bull mastiffs?
what's that? I'm not a big dog.
They look.
Doberman?
No, they're not Dobermans. They look like a pit bull. Like they've got the
Can you
same
imagine?
face. They've got the same face almost as a pit bull, but not the blockiness of a head. They are just like same fur, same body build, but like this tall. No, I've had a husky. I know what a husky is.
I have no idea.
Dude, I
There's
don't
so many
know.
dog breeds.
Dude, I honestly don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite.
Mine is a German Shepherd.
Nice.
I want like a mixed Australian.
You know what's crazy? So me and my twin brother have both been bitten by a German Shepherd.
That's why I want it.
Right.
He's gonna protect me.
Right, bro, right. And we
Did
both
it
broke the
hurt?
same. Yes and no. It wasn't like a hard bite, so it
low-key
didn't.
it hurt?
Yeah, low key, I was like, oh, I don't know if I need stitches or not, but thankfully I didn't. So
That's good.
it was all right.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, sorry guys, we got sidetracked.
Hey,
but
that's what it is.
couple more verses I want to point out. Mark chapter 16 verse 15. And then he told them, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone." And that's what I feel like God's been telling me is to start off this podcast, because I have a crazy story to, as you know, a little bit about it, and I just want to have other guests on, or just you for a few episodes too, and just like we share the gospel, you know. And
Absolutely,
that's,
man.
That verse should be like the first verse low key in the Bible, in my opinion, because like that's what we're called to do.
Yeah,
so.
man.
But the Bible is written the way it is. So, and then 1 Peter 3:15, instead you must worship Christ as Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it. So we gotta be ready. That's
Yeah,
a cool
and
verse.
see
Always be
that's
ready to explain it.
dude, and that's a big one too, because like I said, I'm like, I view myself as a baby Christian, so like I want to be to the point where I'm like a competent disciple, to where I can disciple to those non-believers, and if they have any questions, I can be like, so this is what it says in the Bible, this is the advice I can give you based off of what it says.
Yeah.
But like as of right now, I
gotta be
look at
ready
it
for it.
exactly, and like what I've come to understand is like God's not going to call anybody perfect to be a disciple. God was friends with sinners.
Nobody's perfect.
You know, God loves sinners. He hates the sin though. And so I just know that if God does give me the position to disciple to unbelievers and they ask questions that I can't answer, he's going to be like, all right, we're going to open this Bible and we're going to go through it together. We're going to learn together. And that's the big thing, is just be open and don't be prideful about your position in life. Don't be prideful about your spirituality, your physicality, any of the of the all above, you know.
Yeah, that's good. And then the last two verses is 2 Timothy 2:15. Work hard so you can present yourself to God and receive His approval. Be a good worker, one who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly explains the word of truth. And the last one, Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago. So,
Dude, and that's so true. Because, like, you know, I never understood being born again, because I was like, we're already born. We're humans. We're growing every day.
that's
But,
right. It's
like,
a whole different.
the way that God, like, washed me clean, I truly felt born again. You know, I was a completely different person. Even though I had been baptized as a kid, because
felt different, you know?
yeah, like I did that as a kid because I felt like that's what my parents wanted me to do. It's what my peers were doing. I was just kind of scared of going to hell, but I didn't understand the significance of it, you know?
Yeah.
But now that I have truly dedicated my life to the Lord and laid it all out for Him, it's something that like He truly has taken my heart, turned it around, and wiped me clean. And I have been born into a new person. And even though physically I haven't changed, my heart has done a 180, and my heart has changed to one of a giving and a generous heart, and one that wants to lead people to His light, because there's so much you can gain from Him, and there's so much to be grateful for that He has given to us, instead of just living a life dedicated to sin and dedicated to taking all of these things that the world wants to push onto us as, good things, but are really just gonna damn us to hell,
Yep.
And
That's right.
like I said, I would rather walk that road that feels like hell to get to heaven than walk the road that feels like heaven to get to hell. And I think that's such a good caption, bro.
I'm so excited for you to be on my future episodes.
Duh.
Because, I want to we're gonna pray about it, what
Yes,
to talk
sir.
about, and then we're just gonna really.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get into it, bro.
So I hope you guys enjoy Dusty on the podcast.
Thank you.
Because
Y'all tune in, man. It's gonna be fun, bro.
Episodes,
It's gonna be fun.
Maybe in episode 4. So
Hey,
if
who
you
knows?
got time.
Yes, sir.
So, but you have a crazy story, and I'm happy that I'm proud of you, and I'll
Thank
still
you, man.
be praying
Appreciate
for
it.
you, obviously,
As I will be.
every day, and you can always, come to me for things, whatever.
Always, man.
Because I'm here for you too.
As is I am for you, man.
Life it's not easy.
It's really not. God didn't
still
make
gonna
us.
fall down. I mean,
Exactly.
We're still gonna sin.
Exactly.
Sadly,
Everyone
but-
fails, but as long as you know where your failures are, and as long as you feel, what's the word I'm looking for? As long as you feel,
what's the word? I know there's a word for. You've been talking too much.
yeah, man, my brain's just
We're
kind
like
of,
fried now.
yeah, bro.
But going back.
Yeah, as long as you feel convicted for those sins, man, that's
Yeah.
what matters. Because I was living a life full of sin, and I didn't feel any conviction. And now, like, I feel
God
convicted
can
every time I
really-
cuss. And
God can really change anyone.
He really
Darkest
can,
of
man.
times.
Through the darkest of times, man. Through the darkest. Because there was a time in my life where I never thought I would know the Lord again. And now I can't imagine my life without the Lord. And
Yeah,
truly
me
is
neither.
amazing.
You're definitely gonna have some questions for him later
Oh,
on too, but
dude.
it's a process.
yes, sir.
You
Can't
know
wait
what'd be cool
till.
though, low key, if I've always wanted to do this, I've never been baptized. I know we're talking about baptism and
Yeah.
stuff, but I want to get rebaptized in Israel. I think that'd
Nice.
be so cool,
I think you
bro.
mentioned that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that'd be so
that's
nice.
on my bucket list. So
Yeah, that'd be so
I
cool.
really want to do that.
That'd be so cool.
I don't know. I feel like I would really change.
Yeah,
It's
in the promised land, man.
All
That'd be
the
so
history
nice.
With Jesus
Yeah.
there, it's so cool.
That'd be so cool.
But
I feel like that'd be like life changing, bro.
that'd be crazy.
That'd be really
But
nice.
Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For listening, and Dusty for being here.
Appreciate
too.
it. Thanks for everybody that's tuned in and
Yes,
is going to
sir.
tune in
Hopefully I'll
afterwards.
get this podcast up tonight.
Oh, that'd be great, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be editing it.
Sweet, bro. Get to the grind, bro.
Yeah,
And I can-
editing is the hard part.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. But I mean, you're well more versed in your computer than I am. So
Man, I'm trying to be a computer person. So,
hey, man,
you
you're
know.
you're already better than I am. So
And
I'll
if
give you
ever need help
props.
in that area too. I
Hey,
got you. You know
But
what I'm saying?
I'll definitely come to you.
Yes, sir,
And
man. I know a lot, but
awesome, man.
you do too. So,
Hey.
but thank you again so much for your time,
Awesome.
and thank
Always,
you all
man.
for tuning in Cobb's Corner.
Yes, sir.
It's the name of the channel.
Hey, man.
of the
Gotta-
pod.
Got to get that corner of the cob, bro.
No, I never heard that one. Oh my gosh.
I was thinking like a corn cob, bro.
Now I want corn.
Hey, bro. It's good. It's good.
Corn cob's so good,
Dude.
bro. Okay, now we're about to be going
Ah,
to corn cob.
yeah. Okay.
Hey, until next episode 4. I don't know what it's gonna be about yet. I gotta be praying these next couple of days. See what God wants me to share about. But yeah, until then, this is Cobb's Corner, and we're out.
Y'all have a good day. Peace.
Sir.